Okay, here's one sound lesson. Go.
Okay. Hello, how's everybody doing? Ooh. Hello from Lilith. Say hi. Hi, Jackie. Okay. Did you see I booked with you? I'm so excited. Okay, today we're going to be doing something different, something that hello, Marciel. We haven't done in a while, and that is an esoteric Reiki tune-up. This is one of my original trainings was esoteric Reiki, and it's incredibly powerful, very valuable, kind of deep work. It's great for entity removal, for black magic removal, all sorts of that kind of soul and spirit alignment. And so one of the basis of, hello Mia, of the esoteric Reiki is that we have negative emotional imprints, or NEIs. So in biofield tuning, we kind of like sweep through and we manage it that way. Each modality of healing has a different way of talking about things and also healing things. And I like this esoteric Reiki for this reason, for their negative emotional imprint removals. It's really fun. It's very somatic. You'll get into your body, you'll sense where things are stored, and you'll be able to breathe them out while I tune them out for you with my healing master. So with that being said, I am about to send out an October offerings email for those that are subscribed to the newsletter on my website. There's going to be discounts. I'm trying to figure out how to give discounts on gift cards so that you guys can buy a gift card and then use it at a discount to buy whatever you want. One of the courses that's coming up, a product, or, spend it on a session. So I'm trying to get discounts like 20% off on gift cards right now. Anyways, Lily, I can't work with you on my shoulder. Excuse me. Excuse me, Mama. Good girl. All right, so let's get into it. Let's connect to each other with our breath. First, I want you to kind of just make sure you're seated comfortably with your eyes closed and your feet flat. Now I want you to exhale everything out of your lungs with me. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Natural inhale. And pause. No breath here, just notice this space. And now breathe normally. Okay. John Michael, can you and will you connect me? All right, so I'm going to hop into session. Do I have permission to hop into your energy fields? You can say yes in your heart or out loud. Just practice deep sensing. Just really take this time to be with yourself. Know that we are going to reach within you and help you let go of things that no longer serve you. There we go. Okay. Soy, no thank you. All right, so now I'm going to be going into the Esoteric Reiki. It's been a while. Okay, let me just make sure I'm balanced. All right, are there any non-beneficial, non-physical beings between me and Source? No. Am I prevented from detecting perverted energy in this grouping today? No. Okay, let's move on. Is everyone who's watching here and now and in the future free of clear and perverted energy and inhibiting factors? No. Okay, so now here's the first clearing. It's called the FTP. Okay, so the FTP is a shorthand for esoteric Reiki training. It's kind of like an entity removal, kind of. So my healing master is going in and activating this FTP removal. It's, if you want to visualize it with me, it's kind of like gray dust falling away. Okay, and it's also making your spirit team aware of you in this here and this now. Reminding them that you need to be cleared and balanced right here and right now. You can hear the tone is getting stronger. Okay, are they clear? No, almost. This is taking a while. John Michael, why is it taking a while? So my healing master is saying that this particular FTP is taking a while because we get roped in with thought forms. Like people, it's like whenever we get triggered, it activates an emotional state or pattern within us and then ropes us into getting clogged up by these entities, these curses, hexes, whatever you want to call it, these energies that aren't ours. Here we go. Okay, done. Okay. Is this grouping clear of BAPs? No. So BAPs are Black Arts Practitioner energy, and it's very normal to have BAPs depending where you live and also whether you've been a practicing energy practitioner before or whether you have past lives where you have actively tried to interfere in someone's free will. That can also be happening in today's day and age. So we're just removing that energy from you. I can feel it really wound tightly. Hi, Bailey. So, John Michael is saying it's interesting because sometimes, as healers, or if you've ever had a healing, healers can often leave BAP energy on you if they try to modulate and manipulate your energy without the channeling of a higher energy, or they have a healing master or a guide that helps them. They can leave their control and their information patterns on you. So Black arts practitioner magic isn't always outwardly as nefarious as one might think, but it is when you're trying to control someone, when you're trying to make them do what you want them to do. I just want you to not be with that toxic partner, right? Forcing things. That can be BAP energy. Okay, is it clear? No. All right. So, John Michael, how can BAP energy negatively affect people? It creates a lot of karma. It also, like, if you just feel like you've been trying for something and it's just not happening, it's because that control influence may be in the way. And I really don't like to say that. And I think that's kind of why I stopped working with esoteric Reiki a lot, because it puts like blame sometimes. Well, maybe not, but that's how I saw it at the time. It's like, I always find that the most healing occurs when we take responsibility. So these things would never stick to us if we didn't have the magnetic opening, right? If someone was trying to offend me and they're like, "You're an ugly purple dog," and I'm like, that's such a weird insult. I don't identify with that. I don't have any magnets for it, right? But if someone said, "You're a terrible healer and you know, you're a scourge," whatever, I'd be like, "Oh, that might be painful," right? Because I might have a magnet for that. So we have to take responsibility for our own healing, because there's always sticky energy floating around. You can't ever just live without interacting, you know? Ah, poke the SGP. Yay, welcome, Luna. A little bit light. Okay, is that finished up now? Okay, see, these are long tunings. This is just the introductory phase. We haven't even gotten into the meat and potatoes of the healing. Okay. John Michael, is this grouping clear of entities? No. Can you and will you clear any and all entities? So with my favorite month coming up, October, I've really been practicing tuning into people's entities and doing removals. But again, it's not like, oh, it's the entity's fault, like that I'm not making money, or it's the entity's fault that I'm not in a loving relationship, right? We have to take responsibility. But it can help. Removing entities can help, just like grounding can absolutely help remove the things that are in the way of what you desire. And it's hard to get a general, like an entity reading when we're doing a group of people. But John Michael, do you want to explain how entities can negatively affect people? It's mostly, he's showing it as like thought patterns, like they influence our thoughts. So if you ever just like always are thinking about how you're alone or how money can never come to you. Ooh, yeah, big release. It can be an entity. It's also, they can come from past lives, like depending on what the past life is. If there was a lot of belief or Catholic or religious information, those can have a lot of like egregores or golems, like that kind of energy being attached. But I just don't come across it a lot. Like entities are simple to remove. It's really, really just like cords. We put so much like fear around these things, and it's like, you are the most powerful thing in the room, so fear not, boo. Okay, are they clear? No. Okay, so John Michael says that in order to clear yourself of the entities collectively right now, you have to just tell yourself, maybe you want to tap on your chest with me. I have seniority. Just repeat with me. I have seniority. I have seniority. I am the most senior energy conductor around in this room, in this neighborhood. What I say goes. I am in body. I am in form. I have seniority. Woo. Oh, I can feel that lighting up. We dissolved the block. Good job. Okay. Is this grouping clear of false beliefs, non-beneficial thought forms, and irrational fears created by themselves or by others? No, of course not. This is what happens when it's like on a group of people. Someone in the group has something, and then someone in the group has another thing. So it's like all the answers to the questions are no right now. All right, John Michael, can you invoke the FTP, please? Okay, that was simple. We're good? Okay, John Michael, can you and will you please heal any and all damage that was done during this healing so that we may move on to NEI removals? Great. Okay, here we go. NEI removals. If you're just joining, we're removing negative emotional imprints. In this literature, we also have the ability to do major heart wound healings, self-defeating belief healings, major anger procedures, major power procedures, fear and anxiety procedures. There's lots of protocols in this teaching. Okay. Okay, what's the first page we're doing? Page number 1. I don't know what this word means. Let me look it up. Oh, okay. So the first removal that we're doing is called cupidity. And I don't know, I had to look that up. But cupidity is like the greed for possessions. I remember watching that documentary, I Am, and apparently the Native American culture had a name for the type of disease that white man brought with them to the Americas. It was like the greed for more. They saw it as a disease. And so that's kind of what we're working on right now. So I want you to tune in. Where do you feel this incessant need for more? So John Michael is able to reach in and grab the core picture for this. It will take about 15 days for this to fully exit our system. And John Michael is saying it's important to guard ourselves against this injury again. So in this time space, really, really honor money, really honor abundance. I want you to name 3 things right now that you are already abundant in. As John Michael goes in and heals that core picture in the back left of your thoracic spine, maybe towards the solar plex. I want you to melt cupidity down your grounding cord from your ancestors. Whatever inheritances you had regarding cupidity, just melt it down. Melt it down for your family. Down your grounding cord. And for yourself, just melt it down. It's really quite an interesting era we live in. We can click, click, click and get anything that we want. Boxes always being delivered, always going out and buying things. And it can be beautiful or it can be destructive. So starting from the idea that I already have everything I need, I am so honored by all the abundance that surrounds me. Okay. Hi, how are the eclipses affecting me? Oh gosh. What are they in again? Libra and Pisces? All right, John Michael, what's the next negative emotional imprint that we are removing? Okay, so the next thing that we're removing, also another strange one, is called homesickness crystalline. So if you ever had this feeling that like wherever you go, you don't belong, or you were dropped onto this earth without the guidebook, that it's hard to find people that are like you. It's hard to fit in. It's hard to belong. Nobody gets you. That is what we are going to remove right now. So when I plug in, hi Vicky, I want you to notice where that homesickness crystalline lives, okay? Mine is in my throat. John Michael is saying that we often, when we dream, we go to many dimensions, and sometimes we only remember the dreams that are kind of like, oh God. But we also are simultaneously going to higher dimensions. And John Michael is showing me that every one of you goes and plays around and explores and learns and has fun with your spirit family. Even though you may not remember it. However, when you take a lot of that energy back with you, it's almost like this homesickness because it's getting filtered through this idea of separation that lives so ingrained in the Homo sapien. So we're just letting that go. Back of my third eye, Bantu chakra. I've never heard that word. John Michael, can you and will you please remove? Yes, and so the healing aspect to that is being reminded that everyone that's in your spirit family you find here on earth. And sometimes being on the vibration of remembering that sometimes our spirit family are our most difficult teachers. And they also have a lot of gifts for us, a lot of feelings of home. That is for you. Feeling home, feeling like you belong is absolutely for you. It's part of your makeup. So just melt out any residual homesickness crystalline. Thank you. Maybe you're noticing that your body has started to relax just a little bit more. There's a little bit more opening up, a little bit more space. Okay, are we done? Okay, so that'll take about 28 days, John Michael. What is going on with my hair right now? John Michael is saying that'll take about 28 days. For the love of God. Okay, I guess that's just the way it's gonna look for now. So, John Michael, what's the next one? Page 2. So the next one that we're removing is rage, and I find it really appropriate to work on rage around election time. So I'm really glad that this one is coming up. So tune in. Where does rage live in your body? So the thing about sound healing, somatic healing, Reiki healing is that it's important to honor whatever's coming up. The words rage and hate, we immediately get, oh, no, not me. Just feel into it. There's a part of you that is rageful. Can you honor it so that it doesn't spill out? Greet this shadow so that it doesn't get projected. Mine lives in between my root and my sacral chakra. John Michael is saying throat and heart. Hi, Haley. John Michael is saying that this rage is rage that is stuck. When you feel rage, you honor rage. Why am I feeling this? What is it motivating me to do? Where has my boundaries been disrespected, right? There's a purpose to every emotion. But the rage we're sensing into is very primal. The rage that we're sensing into goes ancestral, goes past life. And so when we can validate the rage that those before us have felt and have imprinted upon us. John Michael, what's the condition of living with repressed rage? hysterectomies, cysts, acid reflux, heart attacks. And John Michael, when we honor this rage and we send it back to the earth, back to our Akashic record keepers with honors, how does this affect us? It tunes you back into the divine feminine, which is so interesting, right? Because the feminine often gets puritanized, like love and light and soft and gentle, but you don't want, there's a reason why I feel like rage is more of a feminine thing, whereas, it's because it's this primordial power, right? It's an affect. And when we honor it, when we cleanse our bodies of this pattern that has kind of gotten stuck, we tap into this deep creative well. We tap into this magic, mystical potential. Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. We tap into the messiness of the human experience. Like, have you ever rage danced? Just like in a private time, because it's directly related to shame, right? Because when you feel shame, it's almost like your ancestors come with rage. It's almost like your higher self kind of comes with rage. Don't quite think our higher selves. My higher self would contest that. But anyways, it's an autonomous disrespect, if that makes sense. But when we show up with it, when we dance with it, when we tune with it, it's a vast opening. Yeah, Luna, beautiful. Thank you for sharing. Really, if it helps you and you feel called to do this, really just imagine your rage as an object. Like, I like to imagine mine as animals. And I'm like, how can I nurture this animal? How can I let this rage express itself? And then you'll often notice that the animal settles when you just let it do its thing. But I'll be honest, when I tuned into rage when we first did it, and a few minutes ago, mine was like a vampire self. Like, I was watching me go around and being very violent. And I just observe. I'm like, wow, okay, like that part of me, So hopefully that helps you guys understand that it's okay to just watch the energy do its thing. Are we good with that? One more, he says. Yeah, rage is a potent creator. That's what John Michael is saying. And he's saying that to know the dance of rage is a incredibly powerful, because often rage is low level. People get it confused with low level hate, like passive hate. And it's like hate is towards the self that gets externalized, when rage is like a primal injustice. And John Michael is saying that primal injustice causes us to create. It causes us to ask for something, demand something else. So it's potent if you can manage it, right? I'll leave you to that. Oh, okay. Page 3, John Michael says. So the next one that we're working on is unwantedness. So tune into your body. Where do you feel unwanted? Take a deep breath to honor that pattern. And a deep exhale. Mm. John Michael is saying this is often the cause to like rage and hate, is a deep feeling of the self being unwanted, or even being unwanted by the self. Yeah. And so John Michael, what's the conditions of living with the pattern of unwantedness? Always going around feeling like you have to prove yourself, like I have to be successful. People, I guess there can be two aspects, right? The overly masculine way to deal with it is look at me, I'm good enough, I'm powerful enough. And the overly feminine wound about it is very much like, please don't look at me, I want to be small. Eating disorder. Disassociation. Okay, and then as we honor this unwantedness and we let it go down our grounding cord, what are the conditions without it? Because your nervous system is letting go, my love. Let yourself cry. It's very much a solar plexus. It's like a child learning they have a voice. It makes you so much more warm, so much more warmth to give when you realize you have nothing to prove to anyone. Your higher self right now is saying, if you don't even get out of bed today, if you get wasted and you have a terrible hangover, or you're so depressed that you miss your appointments, or you were really mean to a friend, your higher self is like, it's okay, boo. It's okay. The only thing that can make you feel better is love. The only thing that can make you feel better is me saying it's okay. Yeah, this beating up of self, it just adds insult to injury. Anything else, John Michael, you want to tell us about this healing on unwantedness? John Michael is saying be really, really careful with how you make people feel wanted or unwanted in your own life. I have this pattern in my own life where if I feel like I can tell someone wants something for me, I actively try to not give it to them, because for me, that's like engaging in a toxic boundary battle. But what I'm learning is that there are ways to be gentle about it. There are ways to nourish people without sacrificing myself. And that's like an extreme case, an extreme condition, right? But even the small things of making someone feel wanted, really, really small, you guys. Imagine the power. Oh my God, the visual is so good. Imagine the power that you have when you make someone feel seen. You can undo years of damage by offering a smile or asking if you can give a hug or just giving a compliment or validating, listening and validating. Wow, sounds like you worked really hard on that and you're seeing the success, right? It's you. Oh my gosh. Wow. Yeah, we have a lot of power. So, can you do that for yourself? Can you make yourself feel wanted, feel seen? Ooh, let's try that again. I want you to start tapping on your chest and just say, I'm learning how to make myself feel wanted. I'm learning that it's safe to be seen. So I was in a really depressed state for like 2 months ago. And I do healing work for a living. So believe me when I say like the fluctuations hit everyone, right? We go through seasons. And the only thing that got me out of it was mirror work. Talking to myself as my higher self, being like, Mary Lisa, today you're looking pretty good. Hey, it's all gonna be okay today. I'm loving you. I love you so much, Mary Lisa. I know you're doing your best. It's when you talk to yourself in the third person, it almost gives you permission to bypass the analytical part of your brain that says, well, I don't feel beautiful. I don't feel happy, right? Third person, right? Your higher self. She loves me. Yours loves you, right? It's the highest condition of you. You exist out of love, like from love. So that's all they can see of you. Ah, love you guys. Okay, John Michael, are we done with that one? No, he's saying. Yeah. So potent. Okay, finished, he says. Awesome. Page 3. Wait, are we on page 3 already? Yeah, we are. Okay. Ooh, a really good one we're going to remove right now is sinfulness. This is intense stuff. It's so interesting. We're having a lot of kind of deep shadow talk recently. Like this, when I was live on TikTok a few hours ago, this woman shared that she's in a, how do I let go of a partner who is abusing me? And then it opened up like all this talk about, how so many of us have been in abusive relationships and kind of the reality of that situation. And now we're going to talk about sinfulness and how the nature of ourself often gets repressed because of a shallow condition. I'm getting stuck here. John Michael, help me out. Because I don't want to put power in, negative storylines. But basically, there's a lot of patriarchal conditioning that inhibits sexuality, inhibits emotionality, that prevents you from seeking your own godliness. So, sinfulness, here we go. Where do you feel sinfulness lives in your body? Yeah. I can hear a lot of crying in my body. I can hear a lot of rejection. I grew up Catholic and I loved going to church, you guys. I was the crazy, like, small child who loved church. I just thought it was so magical. All the incense and the Latin and, this connection to a higher being. And then when they couldn't give me answers about why a certain kind of person was okay and a certain kind of person was not okay, it really sent me in a long spiral of ditching faith and then refinding faith. And I'm still coming to terms with this idea that God lives in our sex, God lives in our pleasure, God lives in our emotions and our love. I think so many of us go through this. Like, we have such a heart, Jackie, like such a desire and a knowing of higher states. And, we put it into a cup and then we realize we've outgrown the cup. Men Ming. What's a Men Ming? Oh, between sacral and root. Interesting. The mind, the arms. So, this sinfulness, you guys, I want you to honor your sinfulness. Anytime you felt shame or less than, or a structure or paradigm said, yuck, gross, that's not okay, I want you to shove them away and just own your sinfulness. John Michael, how is holding on to the pattern of sinfulness negatively affecting this grouping right now? He's saying it's like a yoke of limitation. Like, like animals get held in yokes and they like pull the cart forward. So that has to do with Kundalini, right? It has to do with keeping yourself small. Just shame. It's shame related, right? The thing, when I was a mental health counselor, one of my favorite things to do, and probably all of my clients' like worst nightmare, a lot of them came from Middle America, I would ask them to redefine who God was to them. And they'd be like, well, God doesn't like this, God doesn't like that. Okay, what if you had a God that loved everything about you? What if you had a God that loved your belly rolls, that loved your jealousy, that loved your human experience? What if? What if? On a different level, sinfulness is kind of like just a separation of you from God. So if God is love, right? If Sky Daddy, Sky Mommy, whatever, source energy is just love, then sinfulness is a separation from that love, right? We can get into semantics and redefine so many things here, but I just want you to feel into your body, I guess, and just really hold that part of you that needs love, needs to be reminded that there's nothing that can separate it from love. Not hate, not jealousy, not anger. Nothing. Okay, finished with that. Okay, that is all that we're going to work on for today. So let me seal you guys up with all of this new healing. Don't forget to join this channel's membership to support these videos that I make, and sign up for the newsletter, you guys. Get those discounts. But anyways, here we go. Oh, and for those of you that are members, if you want to stick around, I'll pull a card for you guys on whatever you may want to know. So here we go. Just want you to tune in right now and just remind yourself that I am a vibration of love. Sometimes I may get far away from that vibration, but I can never stop being love. This is my reminder that my base is love. All I need to do is uncover how much I already am love. Okay. Completing karma. Matching pictures. Golden sun. Thank you, Cosmic Goddess. Okay. Yay. Any questions before we move on? Thank you, Luna. Thank you, Cosmic Goddess. All right. And does anyone want a little tune in? If you're a channel member, I would like to do that. If you want to stick around. Just pop into the chat and let me know if you have a question. Yeah, thank you. Thanks for being here, everyone. Thank you. Yay, Jackie. Okay. So what is most in Jackie's way right now, John Michael? Let's ground it. Okay. Okay. All right. What's most in Jackie's way right now? The progression of finances. So it's like I can see you kind of like trying to walk, right? Walk to your finances, and you're looking for how things are lining up for you. And that's currently kind of in the way. So show me what's most working in Jackie's benefit right now, John Michael. So you're completing an emotional scape. It's like every emotion that you outpour gets poured back to you, even the ones that are not feel good. Everything is amplifying you right now. So really it's a time for your emotional scape, right? And sometimes it can be a little bit difficult to pull our vibration out of noticing what's already been made in this dimension. But John Michael is saying, really, really just notice the bounty of your emotions. And the more that you surround yourself in your emotional scape, right? Water, we talked about you entering into a season of water. The more those, it's like I can start to see the chips start to move around for you. So when you take your eyes off of it and you put your eyes on your emotion, things really start lining up for you. Thank you, Jackie. Thank you for being a member of this site. I really appreciate it. And Mia. Okay, let's see here. All right, let's ground it out and bless it. All right, John Michael, what's the most in Mia's? Yes, I'm so glad, Jackie. I'm so glad to hear it. I'm glad to be a witness to your bounty. All right, Mia, what is most in Mia's way right now, John Michael? Okay, so there's a little bit of an emotional scape. Maybe it feels like you're not seeing the amount of creativity or the amount of magic in your life that you want to. But the whole point of this card is to remind you that, like, there's blessing in the rain. The rain is needed. So it's truly, John Michael, if you want to give Mia a healing so that she can see from above the rain and be actually in the rainbow. There's a certain amount of contrast right now for you, Mia, and it's really interesting to watch you kind of get lifted above it. So it's a shift. It's even like if you want to see it as a scale, and you just keep tipping your scale over on the rainbow side. So John Michael, what is most working towards Mia's benefit right now? Ooh, I'm getting a lot of information in the back of my skull right now. Okay, so what's most working for you right now, Mia, is the let go of old emotional patterns. So there's a lot of old trauma stories, old trauma patterns that have dictated or driven your car, and it's been subversive. Like, it's not really obvious to people on the outside of you, but on the inside you felt that. You felt like kind of, dark clouds and all that kind of stuff. And the good news is that now you're realizing what those patterns are, and you're just letting them go. And John Michael is really reminding you that if you're trying really hard, take a step back. Don't try so hard. You are naturally letting go of things the more that you can just relax, the more that you can put ease into your life. So, your theme in this next season for yourself is ease and relaxation, because you are naturally letting go of those old patterns. Okay, well, thank you, everyone. Thank you, Mia, for being a contributor to this channel. I really appreciate you guys. And I think that's it for us. So much love to everybody, and I'll see you soon.